Dada Sham Sharanam Mama, Dada Sham Sharanam Mama, Dada Sham Sharanam Mama. सांसों की माला में सिमरू में तेरा नाम, दादा श्याम, दादा श्याम. सांसों की माला में सिमरू में तेरा नाम, दादा श्याम, दादा श्याम.
Children of the St. Mira's College, you are gathered together today. They tell me to celebrate my 88th birthday. But do you know how I feel? I feel as though I was just a little child sitting in the lap of the Divine Mother, gazing and gazing and gazing at her effulgent face, and passing his fingers on the face of the mother, pressing her nose, pressing her lips. That is how I feel. I feel like a little child. 2000 years ago, Jesus came, blessed Jesus, and he said, did he not? You remember the words, suffer little children to come unto me, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven, theirs is the kingdom of God. The kingdom of God belongs to children, childlike souls. You should all try to be childlike souls. A child is a true Vedantin, for he sees the one and all. The child does not distinguish between a Hindu and a Muslim, between a Christian and a Jew, between a Parsi and a Sikh and a Jain. He does not distinguish between a friend and a stranger. To him, everyone is an uncle. He will go and hold everyone by his legs and call him uncle, uncle, uncle. To the child, the children have their own values. We value paper money. But to the child, a currency note is as good as any other piece of paper. I remember when I was 3 years old, a friend of my beloved, my revered father, gave me the present of a 10 rupee note. That 10 rupees of those days, I think their value was at least 50 times the 10 rupees note that we have today. He gave me this as his birthday present, a 10 rupee note. I held it in my hand. I thought it was just a piece of paper. My mother, who used to be very careful, but that day somehow or the other, it missed her. She did not take that 10 rupee note from me. I continued to hold it in my hand. I went downstairs and a sweetmeat seller happened to pass by. And he saw this 10 rupee note in my hand. And he told me, little child, give me this 10 rupee note and you take as many sweets as you want from my basket. I felt so happy. I said, here is a man who is giving me a true gift, a birthday present, so many sweets. So I tried to take as many sweets as I could and I passed on the 10 rupee note to him. Later, during the day, my mother remembered that I was given a 10 rupee note by somebody. So she asked me, what did you do with that 10 rupee note? I told her I gave it to the sweetmeat seller and he gave me so many candies. She said, you have been robbed. To the child, these values don't count. Blessed are the children, for theirs, as Jesus said, is the kingdom of heaven. It is the kingdom of true happiness. It is the kingdom of unalloyed joy. It is the kingdom of bliss. But I will not take more of your time with my personal experiences. We are met together at a question-answer session, and if you will permit, we will proceed to the question-answers. Though today is not the day for questions and answers. Today is the day for singing, for dancing, for playing. So whatever you like, I am ready.
Dada, when and how can a disciple become one with his guru? What kind of difficulties is he likely to face in such a pursuit? And how can he overcome them?
The disciple has to pass through a number of stages. Even to become a disciple, you have to pass through some stages. Because in the beginning, as we are made, we are wanderers. We were meant to be pilgrims. But we are living lives of wanderers. We are wanderers. Then the first stage is when the wanderer becomes a pilgrim. The wanderer realizes that he has been given this precious gift of the human birth. Remember, it is very, very, very precious. It is the most precious gift that anybody could receive. Just imagine, there are millions upon millions, billions upon billions, trillions upon trillions, quadrillions upon quadrillions of types of life. Innumerable types of life on this earth plane. Of all these types, the human birth is the highest and the noblest and the best. 6 billions have been chosen by the Lord to receive this gift. You are, each one of you, is one of those 6 billion blessed souls who have been chosen to get the human birth. Do you realize the magnitude of God's mercy on each one of us? We could have been born as cows, we could have been born as pigs, we could have been born as mosquitoes. But we have been born as human beings. Most of the human beings, they don't realize what they are. They are living the life of wanderers. But a stage comes in the life of everyone when the wanderer becomes a pilgrim. He realizes that his pilgrimage is to the eternal. Where is the home of every one of us? He says, I have been given this human birth for this purpose, that I may go and realize the divine destiny of my life, which is to either become one with the Lord or to touch the lotus feet of the Lord. So the wanderer in the first stage becomes a pilgrim. And the pilgrim sets out in quest. When he finds, when he realizes, when he recognizes this truth, that this human birth has been given to me to be a pilgrim, he becomes a seeker. He is in search of someone who will show him the way to the eternal. You go to different places, you will find that there are guides. They will come and help you. They'll tell you, come, we will take you to places which are worth seeing. They are known as guides. We come to the college. Why? Because in the college we get guides. Every teacher, every professor is supposed to be a guide. It is said that if you want to be a pickpocket, you must find a guru who is a pickpocket. He will teach you how to pick the pockets of others. So the pilgrim in this stage becomes a seeker. He is in search of someone who will hold him by the hand and take him to the goal. Then, when the seeker has found a teacher or a guru or whatever you call it, the guru is not a dictator. The guru is a friend. The guru is a brother. The guru is a mother. The guru is a father. The guru is not a dictator. When the seeker finds a guru, finds a guide, finds an advisor, finds a counselor, the seeker becomes a disciple. Wanderer becomes a pilgrim, pilgrim becomes a seeker, seeker becomes a disciple. And it is here that his troubles begin. Because the guru will test you. He will not easily pass on to you the treasure that he has received from his own guru. He will first see if your heart is pure enough to receive that treasure. You have seen in your own homes, you don't pour milk in any vessel that you see in front of you. You must first see that the vessel is clean, the vessel is pure, the vessel is washed. It's only then that you will pour milk into it. Otherwise the milk will break. It will be spoiled. It will become sour. So, if the disciple has to face the problems that arise when the seeker becomes a disciple, he must walk the way of obedience. The disciple's dharma is the religion of obedience. Then a stage comes in the life of every disciple when the guru is pleased in him and he calls the disciple to himself, and the disciple is known as Shishya. Shishya. This Shishya becomes a Shishu. Shishu means a child of the Guru. The Guru tells him that you are no longer a disciple, you are my own child. The Guru accepts him as his own child. Guru Nanak had his own children. He had his own 2 sons. And yet he chose one who was called Angad. His original name was Lena. Lena was his name, isn't it? Lena. And the Guru called him to himself after testing him. Guru called him to himself and said to him, you are Lena, I have to Dana. I have to give you. And this Lena becomes an Angad. Angad is a limb of the Guru. Ang, you understand? Ang means a limb. Angad. So the Shishya becomes a Shishu. The disciple becomes a child of the Guru's family. And then comes the final stage when this Shishya, who has become a Shishu, also becomes a Guru. We asked Sadhu Vaswani one day, what is the happiest day in the life of the Guru? He said the happiest day in the life of the Guru is when the number of his disciples decreases. So we were shocked. Does he mean that disciples should die away in my own hands? How will the number of the disciples decrease? So we asked him to explain to us. And he said, no, the number of disciples decrease. When the disciple becomes a guru, the number decreases. Then he becomes a guru. He has to pass through all those stages. But the most difficult perhaps is the stage of the disciple. Because he has completely to annihilate his ego. It is this ego that makes us dance. I. What does he think of me? I am this. No, you are nothing. This is what the disciple learns when he passes through that stage. I am nothing. The Guru is all. It's easy to utter these words, but I know how difficult it is to bear witness. My own mind used to revolt. I remember one day I ran away from the ashram. I said, I don't want to stay here. The ego woke up, and the ego said, how long will you live in this environment? How long will you be a child of this environment? I ran away, but I couldn't run away. I was tied by unseen fetters to the Guru, and the next day, with my face fallen, I returned and came and touched the feet of the Guru. This thing happens in the life of many disciples, yes. They pass through this stage. Therefore, obedience is the way.
Dada, what does initiation by a guru exactly mean?
Initiation. Initiation, as we know it today, the Guru passes on a mantra. The Guru says to the disciple, my dear child, go and repeat this mantra again and again. There are hundreds of mantras. The simplest mantra is, which you repeat very often, Om Namo Shivaya, Om Namo Shivaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. There are hundreds of mantras he gives them, but that is not initiation. True initiation is when the Guru comes and he enters your heart and sits there and controls your entire life. That is initiation. That initiation today people do not know. Today Gurus advertise. They say, come for initiation. Otherwise, Gurus never used to initiate like this. True initiation is not given like this. Now, Gurus also want more disciples. So they advertise. They hear that so and so, this Guru has got 10,000 disciples. And the Guru says to himself, I shall have 20,000. So he advertises that at such and such a time, on such and such a day, I will be giving initiation. That is not initiation. Initiation is when your life is transformed. But that happens when the Guru enters your heart and sits there. That is the initiation for which you should aspire to. Yes. Shall we proceed to the next question?
Dada, as a man of God, how can you and people of your ilk can help reduce the anti-social activities in our part of the world?
I am not a man of God. I have not yet become a man of God. In fact, I come to you, ask you to so bless me that I may become a true disciple. I have not yet become even a true disciple. But men of God can do so much to put a stop to antisocial activities. Because men of God, they have this power through which they can transform the lives of people. They go and touch the hearts of the people. And by touching the hearts of the people, they transform their lives. A true disciple of every guru is so different from so many of us. He will never run after pelf and power. He will not tell and speak an untruth just because he will get money. He will not do it. Because that is the teaching that is passed on to every disciple. The true disciple does not merely hear the teaching. He shapes his life according to the teaching of the Guru. So much so that one day he becomes a picture, a living, moving picture of the teaching of the Guru. And if your life is transformed, automatically you will have nothing to do with antisocial activities. What is needed is gurus of the true type. Today there are many gurus, but how many of them have reached that height? Unless you reach that level, you don't become a guru. Sadhu Vaswani used to tell us again and again that so many of today's gurus are gurus. In our language, in the Sindhi language, guru means somebody who's asking, give me this, give me this, give me this. He wants this, he wants that, he wants everything. The guru, the true guru, does not need anything. He doesn't ask for anything. The guru is a great giver. He gives. He is never tired of giving. But there are very few true gurus. That is why antisocial activities are on the increase.
What is the true meaning of the word secularism? Are we practicing the right kind of secularism in India?
Secularism is not paying attention to the religion to which a particular individual belongs. You may be a Hindu, you may be a Muslim, you may be a Christian, you may be a Parsi. You get the same treatment. That is secularism. That was the dream of our forefathers, the ones who worked for the freedom of India. But today, where is secularism? Today, Hindus are fighting Muslims, Muslims are fighting Hindus. In secularism, they are all equal. Man is man for all that. Therefore, in secularism, there is always one law. The same law applies to everyone. You may be a Hindu, you may be a Muslim, you may be a Christian, you may be a Parsi, you may be a Sikh, you may be a Jain. The same law is applicable to you. In India, we have different laws. Where is secularism? Where is secularism? India itself, when India got freedom which itself was anti-secular. The division was made according to religion. This portion belongs to Muslims, this portion belongs to Hindus. The majority of the people here are Hindus, and the majority of the people here are Muslims. It was not secularism, it was anti-secularism. But yet they accepted freedom on those grounds. They talk of secularism, but where is secularism? They truncated India. Mother India was cut into bits, a bit on this side, a bit on this side. They didn't mind. You should rise, and you should see that India becomes truly a secular country. Today, they are not secular in India. Today, they are anti-God in India. When America got her freedom, America, they had to fight the war of independence. I don't know if you are taught the history of America, but those of you that know the history of America know that they had to fight. There was a war of American independence. They had the Boston Tea Party, after which there was a war. The commander-in-chief was no less a man than Washington, George Washington. Then the motto that they had for the nation was, when America became a free nation, a free country, the motto they had was, "In God we trust." Till today, their currency notes, the dollar bills, you will see, carry these words, "In God we trust." In India, they are afraid of using the word God. In India, we don't have a secular government. We have an anti-God government. And a great philosopher of the caliber of Runes, he said, "You are driving God out of the schools and colleges. Remember, the vacuum so produced will be filled in immediately by the devil." Now it is true. So many of the schools and colleges, it is the devil who presides over those schools and colleges. In our days, we used to have so much reverence for the teachers. We used to worship teachers. When a teacher passed by, we always made room. Now the poor teacher has to stand in a queue. And students can jump the queue, but the teacher cannot jump the queue. It is an anti-God society in which we live today. It is up to you who belong to the Mira College to start a new movement.
Good afternoon, Dada. Dada, we are told to be in the world but not of the world. How is this possible?
It is possible. The method is this: you have to live in the world. You have to show to your family members that you love them immensely. But in the heart within, you know, you are sure that no one belongs to you, that you belong to no one, you belong to God. That is living in the world, but not letting the world live within you. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa used to give this example to his disciples. The boat lives on the waters, but the waters must not enter the boat. If the waters enter the boat will sink, and you all will get drowned. So you must not let worldliness enter your heart. That is, You must regard everything as belonging to the Lord. Your father, your mother, your brother, your sister, your friend, your cousin, they all belong to the Lord. We have come and met together. It is like meeting together in a train. We get in the same compartment. It's a long journey. In that long journey, we have so many fellow passengers. We become friends with each other. But each one has to get down at his own station, railway station. No one belongs to anybody. That is the art of true living. Live in the world, but don't let the world live in you.
Dada,
Good afternoon.
how can we, as women of today, make ourselves more spiritually strong?
Spiritually, if you want to be spiritually strong, you should think of yourself as a zero. Think of God as the all. But it's very difficult. Right now, if somebody were to speak against you, you would become a lion. To become spiritually strong, you must become a lion. When I was studying in the school, a holy man visited our town. And before going to the school, I went and paid my respects to him. Whenever I learned that a holy man has come to our town, I used to go and seek his blessings. So, on my way to the school, that day I left my home early, and on my way to the school, I visited this holy man. And as I was taking leave of him, I said to him, "Give me a teaching which I may treasure within my heart, which I may cherish in my heart." Then he told me, he said, "My teaching to you is, be a lion, don't be a dog. Don't be a dog, be a lion." I couldn't understand. I told him, "Sir, I don't understand the teaching. I am a lion already because I have been born under the Leo sign." Because 2nd of August, then you are a Leo child. I have been born a Leo child. But I don't understand, don't be a dog, be a lion. He said the difference between the dog and the lion is this, that if you throw a stone at the dog will run after the stone. But if you throw a stone at a lion, or if you shoot at a lion, then the lion will not think of the bullet or of the stone, but the lion will come and catch you by the person who threw the bullet, he will go and catch hold of it. That is the difference between a lion and a dog. We run after the stone, but the lion will go and catch the person. That person is God. Always think of God. Everything comes from God. You must glorify God. You must think of God. You must live and move and have your being in the presence of God. If you want to grow spiritually, that is the way. I think it is 12:30. If you want, we'll have one more question.
Dada, how can one resolve the conflicting demands of family and self in these modern troubled times?
How do you?
Family and self in these modern troubled times
The conflicting demands
of family and self.
family and self.
Self.
Why should there be a conflict? If you belong to the family, there should be no conflict at all.
Dada, maybe it means
Can
that...
you explain your question? Huh?
Dada, if a spiritual aspirant is walking on the spiritual path...
I beg your pardon?
Spiritual path.
Spiritual path.
Suppose he wants to obey his guru, but his family or his parents create restrictions in that path since they are not comfortable with him doing so. Then,
Since?
then how does he choose the peace of the house, or does he choose the obedience to the guru?
He should place the matter before his guru and get instructions from the guru. Whatever the guru tells him to do, he should do. He should explain to the guru his difficulty. When I came to my guru, my guru learned after some time that my beloved mother was not in favor of my moving on this path. When my guru learned of it, my guru said, "You must go back to your mother. You shouldn't stay with me. You should go back to your mother. You should go and serve her. And then when she permits you, you can come." So I resolved this difficulty. I obeyed the guru and also kept the mother happy. I came to my mother. I had finished my bachelor's, I had finished my master's, and I came to my mother. I said, and naturally, because my father had passed away when I was only 11 years old, and I was the eldest son of the family, so my mother gave me this highest education that was available in those days, probably with this view that I will go and serve somewhere and bring her plenty of money. And there was a job also waiting for me. So my mother expressed the thought that I should go and pick up that job. I said, "I'm ready, because my guru has given me those instructions." For 3 days I was with my mother, obeying her in every detail. Then on the 3rd day, I do not know how, the 4th day, the morning, she came to me. She said to me, "My child, I think you will not be happy if you are here with me. You will be happy if you go to your guru." I told her, "But my guru will not take me in, because he has been told that you are not in favor of and he has given me instructions. I will obey you." She said, "I'll give you a letter. You carry that letter to your guru." And so she wrote a letter that I hand over my boy to you and let him be under your care, and I have no objection. That letter my guru preserved till the end of his life. Yes, it must be still in the paper somewhere. Now the whole thing was resolved in a very beautiful way. So these things happen. But we must go and place every difficulty before the guru. We must not hide from him.
Dada, but suppose if he is forced to speak untruth or some other such thing, then what does the disciple?
Suppose?
If he has to speak untruth.
You have to speak untruth.
Especially in a job or something.
Guru will not tell you to speak an untruth.
No, but if the parents force the child.
Parents want you to speak an untruth.
Suppose.
And the guru says you speak a truth. You must speak the truth. Because our true parent is God Himself. And the guru is the representative of God. Our true parent, my true father, my true mother is God. Tu mata pita ham barika tere, tvameva mata cha pita tvameva. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Our true parent is God. And because we cannot see God, we cannot talk to Him, we cannot get instructions from Him directly, the Guru is the representative of God. Every word that he speaks, every order that he gives me is an order, is a command from God. That's all. Pardon?
Thank you, Dada.